Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sports and Superheroes. I always say that so weird. I forget the superheroes part. But yeah, we're back, episode 7. Here we go with another one. Appreciate you guys showing up. This episode, we got a lot of things to talk about. Well, not a lot of things, but we got some new things to talk about. We got some movies that came out. We watched one movie. Then we got the All-Star break with All-Star NBA. So they're going to talk about that as well. But as you know, I'm your host, Gershon, with my fellow hosts,
Marcus. I was on time this time. It was a little pause.
He wasn't eating chips this time either. You know I had to bring it up.
Man, that
cookie was good.
Man, that was good. You ever had that chocolate chip cookie from Costco?
I've never had their cookie.
Man, listen. Get the Costco cookie, chocolate chip cookie, then you get the vanilla ice cream. It's a good dessert. And it don't cost you that lot. It don't cost you that much.
Your boy is lactose intolerant, so he doesn't let ice cream, dairy products go. But I can still eat a cookie with a little bit of chocolate chip. A little bit.
Look here, I get credit for that, but everybody who lactose intolerant still takes the risk. It doesn't matter where you at. If you at home or you go. If you at home, it's fine. But if you go be gone for a minute, then you leave it alone because you don't even want to have no accidents.
Very true. Let me calculate that time, see if I can make it. I totally agree with you. But yeah, guys, we're back as always. Please follow all our social medias: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Hit them up. All that will be in the link down below in the description. Follow us, like, subscribe, share to other people. That would be great. Also, I finally made an email for questions. So the email for questions, hold on, I forgot what it was. Give me 2 seconds. The email for questions is SportsNSupAsk@gmail.com. So I'll put it in the description down below. If you got questions, you can email that directly to us. We're still working on phone line to do voicemails, but we will get on top of that. But yeah, like I said again, if you got questions to email us about a show, movie, sports that we haven't talked about, you want us to talk about or bring up in the next one, definitely send us an email on that. Once again, SportNSupAsk@gmail.com. Sport and soup the letter N, soup ask at Gmail. I try to make it simple, but everything else is taken away. There's a whole bunch. Everybody's taking most of the email things, so you have to make something up weird. But yeah, that's what it is. Like I said, it'll be in the description down below. But without further ado, guys, let's jump into the podcast. So, Marcus, what's your first story for the day?
Let's talk about NBA All-Star Weekend. But first, I'm going to start off with Saturday night. And then later on in the show, I'll talk about Sunday. So first, Saturday night, we had the first event was the Skills Challenge. And it's a series of events that you do. You got to make a pass, I think a chest pass. Then you got to shoot a three-pointer. And then I think a mid-range jumper, a bounce pass. And then you got to dribble, do some like cones, and then finish with a layup. There's two people on each team. So that in itself, not that much exciting. But what made this year's Skills Challenge interesting was Chris Paul and Victor Wemby. I'm not pronouncing his last name. Yes.
I think it's Wembanyama.
Yes, that is correct. I'm calling him Wemby because that's what everybody else calls him. So when it was Chris Paul and Wemby's turn, some would say they was cheating. Some of them would say they was using 100% of their brain because I guess Victor, because it was saying before the Skills Challenge started, Wemby was asking people around, do they have to take an actual shot? Mm-hmm. So what happens is they started the Skills Challenge, did the bounce pass, and then when it came to shoot the three-pointer, instead of shooting the three-pointer, they just grabbed the ball and just like tossed the ball near the rim. It wasn't an actual shot attempt. So everybody's like, what's going on? What are they doing? So they both do this, right? And you're timed when you're doing this. And the team with the best time moves on. So they did that. And then after that, then you seen a suit walk over, and they was talking to Chris Paul and Victor. Long story short, they got disqualified from the event. But when they got disqualified, they was like they were protesting a little bit, telling some, how you get, disqualified, blah blah blah. So then you see them bring up a piece of paper with like the rules, and they showed them that like you have to actually make a shot attempt. And they didn't make a shot attempt. They just took the ball off the rack and just tossing them near the rim. So they got disqualified. So then the announcers was talking to the sideline reporter. They were like, hey, go there, talk to Wemby, Chris Paul, and see what's going on. So she tried to, but then the person there on the sideline, like, more or less told her, no, we not. They pretty much told her, like, no, we're not doing this right now. And, she's just trying to, see what was going on, why they did what they did. Right. She was trying to do a job. They were like, nah, we're not doing that. And so the other announcers were like, you got a job to do. You got to do it. She's like, they told me, no, I can't. So she tried again. They were like, no, we're not doing this. So
put her in a rock and a hard place. That's cool.
Right. Right. So that was the skills challenge. End up being Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley end up winning from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
So next you had 3-point.
I did see her walking up and trying to talk to him, and dude was like, no.
Yeah. They were like they gave it a Heisman stiff.
Exactly. It's like, nah, you get up here. Get on back. Get on back. Like he was bodyguarding. But I heard that like certain people thought it was Chris that decided to do that. And it turned out it was a Wemby who actually went around and talked to people and asked, did they have to make a shot or did they have to do it or what happens? And he was told that you get 3 attempts. If you miss all 3, you move on.
Yeah. So he took that quite literally.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie. Either it was something lost in translation, or I can't say that word, but
translation.
Yeah. So either something was lost.
Well, they just said attempts. They didn't say you actually had to shoot. Like I said, they just tossed the ball near the rim. So
yeah, it was that word attempts.
So I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, this is all Chris Paul doing." I said that myself when I was watching it, but then it was like, "Yeah, that was all Wemby." I was like, "Oh, see." I was like, I think everybody was watching this old Chris Paul apology because I think everybody thought it was Chris Paul, but it was indeed Wemby's idea.
But, trying to use his brain because it wasn't all based on really speed of how many times how fast you got the whole thing done.
Yeah. Okay. Speed, time for both players that went through the whole obstacle course.
See, that's where they should make it to where when you make a basket, you get time off. When you make a basket on the first shot, you get 20 seconds off your time or something like that to make it worth them going for that shot.
But you know, and all the years they doing that, that's the first time this has come up.
Yeah.
And so this is gonna be the first and the last time.
It probably is. Because they did get disqualified. So there's no point. But all you gotta do now is make an attempt, just throw the ball to the rim. They didn't say you had to make it, you have to make an attempt. It's gotta be an attempted shot. So just because I seen the way he threw it, he wasn't even looking at the basket. He didn't even threw it high. He just threw it. So make an actual attempt.
Like one of them he told him to actually hit the rim, but Chris Paul, it was just just taking it out. Like if you're taking something out of the clothes basket because you're looking for something, and just
exactly.
But yeah,
so just make an actual tip. You should be good now.
Didn't work out. So then after that, we had the 3-point contest. Let's see. Tyler Hero from the Miami Heat ended up won that.
Okay.
He shot 20. He had 24 points in the final round to win. He beat Buddy Hield and Darius Garland in the final round. Buddy Hill had 23 in the final round, and Darius Garland had 19. Um, the cool thing about the 3-point contest was that in the first round, Buddy Hill had 31. He was on fire in the first round. He was hot. Uh, he had 31 in the first round, and Darius Garland had 24. Nobody else had over 20 in the first round. So it looked like Buddy Hill was gonna win it, but then in the second round, he got. I mean, 23 is still a good score for the
Mm-hmm.
final round, but not enough. Tyler Hero had 19 in the first round and had 24 in the final round, and then Darius Garland had 24 in the first round and 19 in the final round. Um, I guess I should probably tell y'all who's all in the 3-point contest. So it was Tyler Hero, Buddy Hill, Darius Garland, Jalen Brunson, Damian Lillard, Chad Cunningham, Cameron Johnson, and Normal Powell. Like all pretty good shooters. Cade Cunningham didn't do so hot. I would have. Dame was actually going for a three-peat in this contest,
Okay.
but he didn't make it out of the first round. He had 18 in the first round, so he didn't get a chance to three-peat. But I mean, it's a 3-point contest. That is something I would love to do myself because I'm a 3-point shooter. I would love to do this, but 3-point contest is more for your like not really for the casual fan because like they just shooting the ball. What's so exciting about that?
True.
But and like if you're like really into basketball and you like shooters and you like shooting a three, then this was a deciding event. But
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Hero won that, and then we got to the dunk contest, which I had mixed feelings about. Because on one hand, it was underwhelming, but on the other hand, it was actually pretty good. It was good.
Okay.
So in the dunk contest, you had Mac McClung, Stephen Castle, Andre Jackson Jr., and Martez. I cannot pronounce Buddy's last name. Bazelis. Yeah, Bazelis. So um, Matt McClung is single-handedly trying to save the NBA dunk contest. All of his dunks were great, amazing. I think his first dunk, he jumped over a car, and when they pulled the car on the court, it was like parked at a weird angle. And I was like, well, how is he going to do this? Like he actually jumped over the not the middle of the car, dunked it, and he clipped his foot as he was coming down, but he made the dunk. And I think he made it. He made it on his first attempt. But Matt McClung, he has some really nice dunks. Like I said, he single-handedly is trying to save the dunk contest. Uh, Stephen Castle, he got some bunnies. He was rushing his dunks. He had one dunk where somebody shoot the ball and went in the basket, and then as the ball was coming out the basket, he ran, he caught it, and put it between his legs and dunked it back in the hoop. It took him like 3 or 4 attempts to get that dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but he was just going too fast. Because
Okay.
one of the people that was commentating was Vince Carter, who's a slam dunk legend. And he was like, yeah, he's just going too fast. He's like, you got to let the ball come through the net first and then go and catch it and dunk it. And then Stefan Castle finally did it, and he made the dunk attempt. Andre Jackson Jr. and Martez, they missed a lot of dunks. They had some good creativity. They just couldn't make the dunk. So Matt McClung, like I said, he did really well. After the dunk contest, then Sean Morant was like, I might need to do the dunk contest. And then he had Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. And then Zach was replied with, "I might need to do it too," and Aaron Gordon said he might do it too next year. But I mean, we've all heard this before in the past. It was years ago after a dunk contest. LeBron was like, I'm putting my head in the ring to do the dunk contest next year. And then the next year, he didn't do the dunk contest. So we'll see if Zach LaVine and John Morant and Aaron Gordon does the dunk contest. I doubt it. I mean, the last great dunk contest was when Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon went at it. They was going dunk for dunk, and that was the most exciting dunk contest we've had in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the dunk contest has been lackluster.
That's what I'm hearing. I wasn't hearing too much excitement in your voice about the dunk contest.
I wasn't. I mean, like I said, Matt McClung, he did his thing, man. He had some creative dunks, and he had showmanship.
Okay,
He had showmanship. Yeah, he was getting the crowd involved. I think his last dunk, he had a dude on a hoverboard going in a circle, and then he was holding the basketball behind his head. And then he had another guy on a ladder holding the ball next to the rim. He jumped over the dude with the hoverboard, took the ball out of his hand and dunked it, and at the same time dunked the ball that was in the dude's hand that was on the ladder. That's creativity. He had gimmicks and props, and it all worked out. The one we jumped over the car, he had a guy holding the ball, standing in the moonroof, and he ran, took the ball out of his hand as he jumping over the car and dunked it.
That's pretty creative.
That's really good. I'm like, you gotta get up there because you're jumping over a car. You're not jumping over the hood of the car or the trunk. You're jumping over the middle of the car.
True.
So, and I can't remember the other dunk he did. He came from the baseline. What did he do? It ended up because he jumped and his back was towards the rim, and then like the last second he like turned around and dunked it. But I can't remember what he did before that. But shout out to Matt McClung. He three-peated in the dunk contest because he's won the last three.
Okay.
So like I said, he single-handedly saved the dunk contest. A lot of people are blaming LeBron James for what the dunk contest is these days.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Saying if he would have done a dunk contest, then more stars would today would do the dunk contest.
Yeah.
And my opinion is it's not all his fault, but some of it is his fault. And then
it's not all his fault.
It's not all his fault.
Blame him a little bit, but not all him.
Because I saw somebody on the internet that was like, this triggered me a little bit. But there was like, if Michael Jordan's supposed to be the GOAT, so when he did the dunk contest, why that didn't make sustain it to make everybody else want to do the dunk contest now? I was like, last time Jordan did a dunk contest was in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's just 2025. Jordan did the dunk contest, and he was that era. And then next era was Kobe's era. Kobe did the dunk contest. So then Kobe was the bridge to LeBron's era. LeBron kept pump faking the dunk contest, never did it. Mm-hmm. So now LeBron would have been the bridge to this era for the young stars now to do the dunk contest.
True.
So, like I said, I don't agree to blame it all on LeBron, but he gets some of the blame.
Yeah, because he's never been in the dunk contest, correct?
No, not in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think he did it in high school.
Okay.
But he's never done it in the NBA. So, So hopefully Ja and them guys and Zach LaVine and Eric Gordon do the dunk contest. I saw some people said Zion.
Didn't Ja say he wasn't going to dunk no more?
What he said he wasn't going to dunk no more. They did a reverse dunk the same night or the next day. So, and everybody, people saying they would like to see Anthony Edwards in the dunk contest too. I mean, Anthony Edwards is one of my favorite players, but he ain't doing the dunk contest. He's not doing it.
Yeah.
He already said over the weekend. He said he doesn't even want to be the face of the league. You're like, nah, I ain't trying to be the face of the league. That's Wemby's job. He's like, I just want to come out there, hoop, kill some guys, and go home. And like,
So
I can respect it because Anthony Edwards, he a real, he's a real one. You
yeah,
catch my
yeah.
drift. He's a real one. He's a real one.
So here's my question with him, because I know he was telling people the truth. If this dude
He told
plays
that to
his whole
Obama.
career, yeah, that's who he told it to. If this dude plays his whole career and never wins a championship, is he a flop or
No.
what?
No.
Okay.
And I'll throw out one name on why I say no, because I feel like they both is in the same position, except this other guy had way more influence. We'll see. I mean, Anthony Edwards is still early in his career, but Allen Iverson.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say Iverson.
AI never won a championship, but his influence.
Yeah, but he's got a different kind of impact. He has.
That's what
I don't think Ant's gonna get that kind of impact though.
I think he can, because here's the thing. There's been a comparison of him to Jordan as far as athletic ability, the way he looks, the way he dunks, the way he plays the game, that fire. So I think he's definitely gonna have an impact for sure. I mean, he's already having it now. Because the confidence
is it going to be a iconic impact? Because that's what Iverson had. Iverson had an iconic impact.
That's why I said only time would tell. He's still early in his career. He's still young.
Yeah, but Iverson came in and kind of made an impact. Like
Iverson, it was that late 90s, early 2000s. So it was his swag. So then, the way he dressed. And then as he was in the league longer, then with the cornrows and the tattoos. And to this day, the shooting sleeve, Iverson was the first one to wear the shooting sleeve.
Okay.
But the guys wear it now for the looks of it. Iverson wore it because he had to, because he had an injury to his arm, because he was only like 6 feet, 6'1", going in the paint. This is back in the late 90s, early 2000s, where you actually had centers who would, like, the little guys come in, they knock them down to the floor, they fouled them hard. So Iverson played with a lot of injuries, and he still went in the paint amongst the trees to finish his layup. So he had to wear the shoe sleeve. Now is a fashionable statement. So, and then the tattoos, cornrows, yes. Iverson's impact on the game is legendary. I'm not saying Anthony Edwards gonna have that great of an impact like Iverson, but to answer your question, Iverson never won a championship. He got to the finals once, but he never won the ring. But you'd be crazy to call AI a flop.
True.
And that's true. Barkley. They give Barkley crap all the time. Barkley was a great player.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he's one of the on a list for the best top 75. Barkley can hoop. Another person. Well, no, he didn't have a great impact. He just had to be a fan of. But no, I was gonna say T-Mac.
Rose. Oh
no, I was gonna say T-Mac. Like T-Mac was really good.
Yeah,
really good. Had a lot of injuries. Very athletic. Like in the interview, Kobe said T-Mac was one of the hard, difficult players he had to guard. T-Mac was 6'7", 6'8", can handle the ball, can shoot, can dunk, play defense. So,
okay,
yeah,
good.
Or I guess I'm gonna end it right here because I can get real long-winded on this. I think Anthony Edwards can have an impact like a Vince Carter. Vince Carter never won it.
Yeah.
Vince Carter never had a championship, but he was a really good player. Dunk, like he's known for his dunks, but Vince Carter he can shoot the ball too.
Okay.
And Anthony Edwards, his 3-point shooting percentage has went up this season. So I'll say that. I'm called it early. I think he's on track to have an impact like Vince Carter had, and I would just leave it at that.
Okay, understandable. Understandable. All right. So let's talk about Captain America Brave New World. It came out this weekend. If you didn't know, this is the fourth Captain America movie. This movie starring Anthony Mackie, Manny. Dang it, I forgot his name. Manny Ramirez. Tutereris. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm butchering that man's name. Um, also, Harrison Ford. What's his name? I forgot the dude from Mantis. He's in it as Isaiah Bradley. But this is the movie. It came out so on a budget of possibly 180 million to 380 million. In between there, we don't know exactly. They haven't given us exact numbers. They had reshoots. It got pushed back. Whole bunch of stuff happened with this movie. It moved its date 2 times, I think. So technically, it wasn't supposed to come out for Black History Month or President's Day. So people were like, for President's Day, should have did this, and for Black History Month, should have did this. It wasn't even supposed to be coming out at this time. So keep that in mind, people. A lot of people don't realize that. But I saw the movie Sunday. I liked the movie. I thought it was really good. I had fun with it. Me and my son had fun with it. I enjoyed Anthony Mackie. He did a great job as Captain America. He commanded the stage when he did it. Like, that was his movie. But also Harrison Ford did a great job acting as well. I was surprised by that. I wasn't expecting Harrison Ford to do a good job. I thought he was just there for a check. He did a good job. He was acting. Harrison Ford was acting. I was very surprised. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I'm going to keep it light. Little later on, I'm going to do a little more of a spoiler review of the movie and things I liked and things I heard people complain about that I think they shouldn't complain about, but that's just me. But this, like I said, this is going to be my opinion, but that's later. All in all, this non-spoiler review, the movie was good. It's very much like Winter Soldier. It's very much a Marvel movie. It's got action. It's got intrigue. It's got a little bit of drama. Unfortunately, they had to sell the movie, so their trailers show you Red Hawk already in the movie, so you know he's coming. You're just kind of waiting for him at times, and you see the process of how he's going to come on screen. It would have been great if that was a surprise, just like Thor Ragnarok, when we found out that Hulk was in that movie. It would have been great to be surprised at the movie theaters watching that movie and seeing Hulk, but they had to sell that movie, so that's why they put him in the advertisement and the trailers, all that good stuff, so we know why they did it. But yes, if they wouldn't have put it in there, that would have been amazing to watch. This would have been a totally different type of movie you're thinking about as you're watching it, so that would have been great. But it was still a really good movie. Is it the best Marvel movie? No. Is the worst Marvel movie? Yes. But it's still. But yeah, it was a really good movie. Fun watch. And it was light on jokes. The pacing was a little bit slow, but I understand why it was slow. The fights were pretty good. The first fight, it was a little dark. There's another fight towards the middle that showcases more of the new Captain America's abilities, which was really good. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but we'll get to spoilers later. But I thought it was really good, well acted on all fronts. I don't know if that character's in the trailer, so I won't say nothing about that character. But there is a big boycott because of it. There was the issue with one character named Sabra, who is Captain Israel in the comic books. She is an Israel superhero who, best way to say it, she hates Palestinians. She don't believe they're humans. Yeah. So her whole character was Israel. What's it called? Just like Captain America is. what is that word when a country puts out information about their country and try to boast it up and like this is what we I can't remember
Proper propaganda.
propaganda. So she was a big propaganda hero for Israel, just like Captain America started out as propaganda against Nazis. She was the same way, but they never really made a turn with her. So people were boycotting it because of that, because the whole war going on right now and all that going on, which is very understandable. I'm on both sides. Just hey, can we all just get along? Stop killing each other. We got to stay on this rock all together. So let's get this together, people. But people were protesting because of that, which sucks for Anthony Mackie for this to be in his movie. They really should have took that person out. I believe. I honestly believe they could have took that person out and it wouldn't have hurt the movie at all because you could have took her parts out and the movie would still been fine. You could have put somebody else in there, and we'll talk about that when we get to spoilers. But there was that issue that's kind of hurting the movie a little bit right now because as of right now, they've made 200 million worldwide. I think worldwide, or at least is it worldwide? I think it's worldwide. So far, and being their budget, they might have made their budget back, but realistically, I'm pretty sure it's closer to that 380 million that their budget is. So they haven't made that back, unfortunately. So we'll see how next week does, if it drops, if it does good. But then you also have Anthony Mackie had his own little situation with his promoting of the movie with the whole he doesn't believe the American title should just stand for America. People got upset with him for that. He said the same thing Chris Evans said about Captain America when he first started playing him. So it wasn't like we haven't heard this, but he was just trying to say Captain America is just a loyal, positive, fight for what's right kind of dude, and that's what he's worried about. Whether he's fighting for his country or against his country, he's going to fight for what's right. That's all he was trying to say, and that everybody can do that, no matter if you're from America or not. People got upset with him, but I can say that Anthony Mackie put his heart and soul in promoting this movie. I've seen him on so many different things, promoting this movie, selling this movie. He was going up on like an airplane, jumping out of an airplane, selling the movie. He did something else that they turned him away from. I forgot what it was. Dang it. But he was doing some other promotion. They turned him away because they didn't want him there or something silly. But he was going to comic book stores. Like this man has been everywhere. He was going to movie theaters when the movie came out, bringing roses to people. He was doing a lot trying to sell this movie, and I respect it. 100% respect that because he put his money where his mouth is. It was like, this is something I'm involved in, and I'm gonna promote it. It does. If it does good, it does help him. I also seen that he was like executive producer of the movie too, so he gets a little money from that as well. So touche, man. Do your thing. But hopefully, people go see it and check it out. Side note: I know I talked about Marvel's big issue with their superheroes right now, where everybody's like, where are these superheroes when this thing is going on? They kind of talk about that in the movie. So I'm a vaguely say something that won't spoil anything, but they let you know that I forgot that the Avengers had disbanded. So I forgot the Avengers aren't even around right now. So that was one thing they talked about in the movie. But they also made it to where it wasn't a world threat in this movie that makes it more understandable that all the other superheroes aren't coming. It's not a world threat that's happening in this one, so that makes it more kind of centralized to where this hero can take care of it, and they need to do that more with their writing with these solo ones. So that's a way they can move forward and do solo ones where it makes sense that everybody's not coming over and helping Spider-Man or coming over and helping, I can't say Iron Man because he's not here, helping Daredevil or Deadpool is not a world threat. It's a kind of within the city threat, but it kind of was a world threat, but not really. But they did that in a smart way, which I was like, okay, that's a way of solving that problem. But honestly, I give the movie, for doing out of 10, I would say I say a 7. I had fun. I will watch it again.
Oh, okay.
Like I will watch it again. I will say a 7 out of 10. Like I will watch it again. Will it be in my Marvel MCU collection? No, because my collection is only really Black Panther. Honestly, it's only Black Panther, the first Black Panther movie, and one of the Spider-Man movies is really in my collection. Everything else is I love it, but I don't watch it on it. Like I'll rewatch Black Panther because it's that good. Well, because it makes me feel a certain way. It's not. I hate to say this, but Black Panther as a movie is not that great of a movie. It was more of an event in a moment in time, and a moment that I can share with my kids that they can see a black superhero on TV at that big of a stage. It means more to me as that than an actual movie. So take that with a grain of salt. I still love the movie, but I love more what it represents. Honestly,
if I can cut you off for a second, I got a quick question for you about Black Panther.
Okay,
I saw this on my timeline today, and it was pretty much the sentiment that you said. It was like Black Panther wasn't all that great, and then it was like I actually agreed more with what Killmonger represented and what he was saying versus the Black Panther.
Yeah,
because it was like a lot of people felt that way because it kind of Killmonger kind of like spoke for a lot how Black Americans feel.
Yeah.
And I read that, I was like, when I first started reading, I was like, what? And then I read it, and then I thought about it. I was like, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he was treated as the villain in the movie, but in a lot of ways, or a lot of people didn't see him as a villain. Like he's actually he's kind of the hero.
Very true.
Because
a lot of people felt that.
What he stood for and what he was doing and what he did in the movie, it was like, yeah, that's how a lot of people really, Black Americans, feel that same way and have that same sentiment. So,
he's one of the very few. He's one of the only actual MCU villains that people were like, but was he really wrong? Was he really wrong for what he was doing? Like, honestly, a lot of people were like, yeah, I would have been on his side. I would have been helping him. So, like, a lot of people don't feel that way with Thanos because you had this all powerful gemstones. Well, I shouldn't say gemstones, Infinity Stones, and you could have wished for anything. And you decided to kill half the universe because it was using up too much resources. Even though that's not solving that problem, that's just delaying that problem because eventually people will populate the universe enough again to get to that same point. So you should use those Infinity Stones to create infinity supplies or resources that people could use throughout the universe instead of just killing half the universe and them just slowly repopulating themselves and getting back to that same problem.
I've never seen the movie, but I've also heard takes about takes on Thanos and his theory, and again, people feel the way. I mean, honestly, it's messed up to say this, but how Thanos felt, like that actually happens in real life in the world to this day.
Yeah,
it's like people, like the higher ups, the people, they feel that way, and to an extent, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, nor would I will jump down that rabbit hole, but some people would say that's what I don't feel this way. I'll put that disclaimer.
What the Orange Man is doing right now.
No. Well, yes, he's on track because he's trying to take away a lot of things for middle class, poor people. But I was gonna say, people feel like that's what COVID was about.
Oh, okay. That's just the So I can see that. I can see that.
Again, that's not how I feel. Disclaimer: I've seen people try to make that argument. They're like, that's what COVID was COVID about. It all depends on how you think it got spreaded and how it, if it was, if it was made in a factory or it was really someone eating a bat in a different part of the world that's how it spread it. That's for you to decide. I'm not here to convince you one way or the other, but yes.
All I gotta say is people forget how delicate we are as human beings. Like, we are very delicate, and we still haven't found all the stuff that is on Earth, and we keep messing with stuff. So we are gonna kill ourselves eventually.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like, all right. Okay. So you just look at America alone. California is on fire, right?
Yeah.
It's been on fire for the last 2-3 years, right? They couldn't get rain. They finally get rain. And it caused a mudslide because it was so much, right? Okay.
I don't mean to laugh, but this is very true.
So then you go to the south, Atlanta, Texas, and Florida, they getting snow.
Yeah.
At one point, they had more snow down south than the Midwest, than Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois. Okay. And then I just saw this today in Detroit. There was like a 53-inch.
I was just about to say that water
pipe bust. So that exploded, flooded the neighborhood, and then that froze over.
Yes, that was wild to see.
And I didn't even get to the airplanes in America.
Well, that's a whole nother issue.
No, I'm just saying, like, in America, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
The airplane, like, the first 3 things I named was just natural weather stuff. But we just had an airplane that landed and flipped over. Like, it's crazy.
Thank God everybody was alive, though. Thank God.
It's crazy. So
yeah, it's wild out here. Be safe, people. Be safe. Whew. But yeah, go see Captain America: Brave New World, which even the title links into the story. So when you're watching it, think about that. The title links into the story, which is really cool when you think about it. There is a lot of nuances in the movie. We'll talk a little bit about that in spoilers, but there's a lot of nuances in the movie that I think some people didn't missed and went over their heads, or they just didn't pay attention. They were just looking for big actions and action set and things like that. But yeah, go see it. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I give it a 7 out of 10. Thought it was very enjoyable. Had fun with it. Would definitely watch it again. But Marcus, are you planning on going to see it?
Man, I don't go to the movies.
That's not what I said, Marcus. I said, are you planning to see it? I didn't. You got to go to the movie to see it. If you plan to see it,
probably not.
Okay.
Well,
let's say this: when it comes out on Disney Plus, maybe we'll do a watch. Being this the first superhero movie to come out since we started the podcast, maybe we'll do a live watch when that comes out. It'll be like 3-4 months before it comes out on Disney Plus.
How long is this movie?
It's only 1 hour and 58 minutes. It's not even long.
2 hours.
This is just about 2 hours.
Okay. I think I can do it without falling asleep.
It's old ass.
See, I base movies off of shout out to my brother Mike. He told me I base movies off of a pillow rating.
Oh wow!
if I fall asleep or not, So, but one thing I want to say before we move on to the next topic about the movie. It sounds like the movie is like the Kendrick's halftime show, like stuff you didn't catch that go over your head. It is. It's so
people forget this movie was. They had one script of the movie. They shot a little bit, then they changed some stuff, shot a little bit, then they changed some other stuff, shot a little bit, and then changed some more stuff and shot. Like there was two other characters that was taken out of the movie, two villains that were taken out of the movie or sub villains that were taken out of the movie. So they had to rewrite those scenes, and then they got another villain put into the movie at a later date, so they had to go shoot his scenes. Um, that is one thing. I didn't notice it too much, but people did talk about they noticed when there's a certain character that they noticed that he was shot separately from everybody else, or shot with only one other character because he was added late addition to it, but he still was good in it. So you can kind of notice that, but that's how they make movies. They jump around and then things change and they shoot other stuff out of place. So it changes though, but for it still to be what it was, it still felt like a decently complete story. Still had good themes in it, had good character development in it. That's a big thing. They're letting these characters develop. We've been with Sam Wilson since the beginning of him meeting Captain America, helping Captain America, working with Captain America, becoming the Falcon, finding his way as the Falcon, and then being passed the mantle of Captain America, being told that you are Captain America, and then dealing with being a black man choosing to be Captain America. We found that out in Falcon and Winter Soldier, the TV show. That was one of the big things there. And now him being Captain America and seeing how he is, the world is either accepting him or not accepting him, how he's choosing to do it, the way he's doing it, and the choices he's making as Captain America in this movie. It's a lot of character development, which is really good, and which is something you want to see in superhero movies. You want to see that character development. We've read comic books for so long. We see this character go through ups and downs, change of character, change of personalities, things that make them grow as a person, and seeing it in the movies is awesome to see. And so I think some people miss out on that because they're so worried about, well, where's the big action set piece for this movie and why are these heroes not there? But sometimes it's a deeper dive. But unfortunately, the masses don't want deeper dives all the time. They just want to see shit blow up. So it is what it is. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Such good acting in it from many different characters with the good acting. Some characters you could have took out and would have been even better, but I liked it. Let me know what you guys think. Let us know what you guys think. We might do a live watch when it comes out on Disney Plus, and we can see how long it takes for Marcus to go to sleep. So that'll be fun too. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you see Captain America: Brave New World? Did you not see it? Why do you not see it? Did you like it, and why did you like it?
All right. So now I'm going to talk about the All-Star game on Sunday. So, first, I'm going to tell you everybody who made the All-Star teams. It was 24 players total, 12 from the Eastern Conference and 12 from the Western Conference. So, starting off with the Eastern Conference All-Stars, I'm going to give you the 5 starters first, voted by fans, media, and coaches. We had Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Karl Anthony Towns. Those was the starters for the East. And the reserves for the East was Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Damian Lillard, Evan Mobley, and Pascal Siakam. And because Giannis was injured, Trae Young took his place in the All-Star game. And then on the Western side, their starters was SGA, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Jokic. The reserves for the West was Anthony Davis, James Harden, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Williams, Anthony Davis, uh, Shangoon, Wemby, and it was Kyrie because Kyrie took this place for Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Because I forgot to say this the other week, but the first game Anthony Davis played for the Dallas Mavericks, he had a good game, but he got injured in that game.
Okay.
So this year's NBA All-Star game was different from years past. Years past, you would have captains. I know one year they had the captains from each conference, which was the top vote getter, and then they did they did like playground style where you pick who you want on your team, and they did a draft. Well, this year they did something completely different, a different concept that we haven't seen before. So on February 6th, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles picked players from the All-Star team because this year was like a little mini tournament format where Shaq, Kenny, and Charles picked their players from out of the 24 All-Stars, and then the fourth team was whoever won in the Rising Stars game, which was Friday night that I completely missed because it was the Hallmark holiday. So
yeah, Valentine's
so
Day.
It's
not a real holiday.
I didn't see it, but so I'm gonna tell you Chuck's team. Chuck's team was the Global Stars. So Chuck had picked Pascal Siakam, Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, SGA, Donovan Mitchell, Shangoon, Wemby, and Trae Young because he was the replacement for Giannis. And then Shaq's team was the OGs. So Shaq had picked Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Jaylen Brown, and Kyrie Irving because Kyrie replaced Anthony Davis. And Kenny's team was the Young Stars with Jaren Jackson Jr., Evan Mobley, Jalen Williams, Jalen Brunson, Tyler Hero, Darius Garland, Cade Cunningham, and Anthony Edwards. And then the Rising Stars team consists of Stephen Castle, Zach Edey, Delton Connect, Jalen Wells, Keontae George, Ryan Dunn, Trace Jackson Davis, and Ahmed Thompson.
Okay.
So they had, like I said, a little mini tournament. The first game was the OGs versus the Rising Stars. The OGs won 42-35. And then the other game was the Young Stars versus the Global Stars. Global Stars won 41-32. So then the OGs played the Global Stars in a final, and the OGs won 41-25. I also must say, in these games, it wasn't a tie. They played to the first team to 40 points, won the game. Okay, so now this is where I have the issue. So the games weren't tied. They played it, like how you play pickup. You play to a certain score. They're playing to 40. But it was like, what I heard it was like 35 minutes of actual basketball through like the whole Sunday. Like I think it was like a 3-hour presentation. There was too many gimmicks. there was too many things that's going on between games, in between commercial breaks, in between timeouts. There was too many gimmicks. So, for example, uh, at one of the games, they come back for a commercial break, and the players are on the court, and Kevin Hart is on the sideline, and he has a microphone, and he's roasting SGA about his mustard shoes, and he's roasting them, and then SGA is on the court like, come on, man, let's get the game going. Like, why are we wasting time
Yeah.
doing this? Like, get the
Yeah.
game going. Because, you're playing basketball, you try to play in a rhythm, and you come
Yeah.
a timeout, and then you got this going on. I'm like, what are we doing? And then, like, between one of the games, Mr. Beast came out there, and this kid was shooting half court shots with Dame for a chance to win. I think was it $10,000? I think it was.
Okay.
So Mr. Beast, okay, when he does his videos, he does well because you're recording. He's
Yeah.
not that great. He's not that great live.
He's not a great
He's not great live, man. So you had that. The kid ended up making this. So Dame had to make 3 shots to win, and the kid just had to make one to win the 10,000. Dame ended up making 2, and then like at the buzzer, the kid threw one last heave at the basket, and it went in. So
Okay.
everybody's happy, crowded, jumping around, and everything. That's fine. But these are in between games. Like, I want to watch basketball.
Yeah.
I want to see the basketball players play basketball. And then, what is it? Those two things it was just too many gimmicks. And then Draymond, before the games even started, he went on a rant, but I actually agree with him because in his rant, because you had the Rising Stars play in the All-Star Sunday.
Yeah.
And he was like, I worked my butt off for the first half of the season to be an all-star. Like these young kids does not deserve to be playing on Sunday.
Yeah.
They're not all-stars. They don't deserve to play on Sunday. It's an honor to be played on Sunday. You have to play well. These kids shouldn't be playing. And I don't usually agree with Draymond, but I agree. Like it kind of, to me, it watered down the game. But on the other hand, it's the player's fault that it has resulted to Adam Silver trying something new and trying this format because
Yeah.
the All-Star game has been trashed for the past few years. Like,
Very much so. I
they
mean,
just
they're trying to put out a product. They're trying to put out a product that sells.
right.
Unfortunately,
It was bad. And then also another thing that annoyed me. So obviously, we knew Anthony Davis was going to play in the All-Star game because he was hurt. And before the All-Star game, Giannis was like, I can't play because I'm hurt. So they got replacements, right?
mm-hmm.
So hours before the game, LeBron decides he's not playing.
Yeah, I seen
because
that.
because of his ankle. And when they said that, and before the All-Star game, the pregame show, Draymond was like, I could have told you that last Friday he wasn't playing. Because also, and LeBron had already came out and said that he didn't want to play against the Rising Stars. So he said that prior to the All-Star game, he didn't want to play against the Rising Stars. And then, like, an hour or two before the actual All-Star game, he decides he's not going to play. I think that's a bull crap. You should have told him earlier so they could have got somebody else in the game to replace you.
Very true. Very true.
I did. Now, my boy Anthony Edwards, he didn't play either. He they said he had a groin injury, so he couldn't play. So he didn't play at all. So I'm like, what are we doing, man?
Like, are we at a point to where we just? Is there any actually good all-star anything for sports at this point? Like baseball all-star, hockey all-star. Is anybody doing a good job at their all-star to where
it sounds like so basketball season and hockey season lines up perfectly. They start around the same time. They have the all-star break at the same time, and they season end about the same time. So the NHL all-star break was also this past weekend. And the way they did it, they had 4 nations. I know US played Canada on Saturday. And I want to say it was Sweden versus I don't know. I don't know who's the other 2 nations in their little big tournament. But in their tournament, I should have watched hockey. Because the U.S. game versus Canada game was turned up. They had
so that was turned up for a different reason.
It was exciting. It was more exciting than it, and I love basketball. I've been watching NBA basketball since I was a kid. I love it, but I should have been watching hockey. I hop on Twitter because All-Star game was so damn boring and gimmicky, and Kevin Hart just talking and roasting. I was like, I can all 3 fights, 9 seconds. I'm like, what's this? So I click on it. Hockey, they had 3 fights in 9 seconds. I'm like, this was turned up. It was actually a good game. I think the USA won. I don't remember the final score. If it was 2-1, 3-1. I don't remember the final score. But I was like, well, that was a lot more exciting than this All-Star game.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. And then a final game in the All-Star game, it turned up into how they played in years past. So the final score was 41-25. Who did I say won that game? The OGs got up, and then here come the half court. I mean, Steph Curry did not make his, but no defense, just dunk, not do anything. I was like, come on, man. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what the answer is to fix it. But I'm going to sound old when I say this because I'm used to seeing guys compete. Even the early 2000s, even the mid 2000s, those guys competed. It was an honor to be an all-star. They played competitive basketball. If I don't want to watch this all-star game, I can go to my local gym and see this crap and play in the crap myself. I don't want to see this. I see bad shots all the time, every week. Every time I go play basketball, I see bad shots. I don't want to see that.
Honestly, I think I understand in football why they're trying to change what they do because these guys don't want to go out there and hit each other and get unnecessary 3-4 more concussions unnecessary. With basketball, I get why they don't want to really play because you don't want to get hurt. That give you the end of your season. Bro. You go pull something.
I'm not buying that. They played competitive before them. And before them, the 90s, they ain't making nowhere as much money as they're making today.
True. But you also are a business that it's so much more money now, so much more stuff at stake now.
It's always been a business. I think Michael Jordan maybe made $100 million his whole NBA career.
Yeah,
you got
different now.
You got the six man making that. There's players
exactly. That's why it's different now.
It's not different. They're soft. Kobe.
They could be soft, but also they are a brand. They're a brand, and they're a business within themselves. That's why LeBron spends so much money on his body every year. He's a brand.
The NBA is not the NFL. NBA has guaranteed contracts. You're getting paid regardless. Play basketball.
True.
Play basketball. You can play. You're a professional. You can play and not get hurt. I'm just saying, just make it somewhat competitive.
You can, but you can also get hurt just by getting out the bed sometimes. That's just a fact.
That's going to happen regardless. You have no control over it.
This is an extra risk. This is an extra risk playing in this game.
It is part of your contract if you make the All-Star game. It is part of it. It's part of your job. It is part of your job.
So what I get that. So they need to make it more of something for entertainment purposes and not for competitive purposes. Like
Well,
this
that's
is
the thing.
just for us to hang out, chill, enjoy that we are all stars. They need to change the format to be
But what?
something more entertainment focused than we're gonna put these guys against these are the best players against each other. No, because that's not what this is. That's not what the NBA players want anymore. They don't want that. They clearly don't want that. They show you by their actions they don't want that anymore, which is okay. That I understand.
I feel like that's what it is now. It's for entertainment. It's not competitive. It's for entertainment. That's you have court 3 pointers as I'm gonna let this guy go past me and get this wide open dunk for entertainment. I don't want to see. I want to see competitive basketball.
Okay,
I
but
want
this
to.
is
I want to see a good game, man.
I understand that, but you gotta think about it in both
It's the
ways.
it's the
Like
players.
you,
I'm not.
but then I can understand them protecting themselves. They're
I
protecting
don't.
themselves.
Don't want to hear. They're not. I don't. They. I don't want to hear that. You can't
I
tell me that
understand.
when they're making all this. And I'm not one that pocket watch. But if I'm comparing to what I've seen, and I've seen the other All Star game that's competitive, with players wanting to win, they want to have bragging rights, and I guess I'm that's basketball I'm used to.
Yeah, but that
I'm
meant a
used.
different thing back in the day. That means a
It meant
different thing than
something.
it does back in now. It don't mean
And
the same thing now. Like, cause
clearly, I
y'all
agree.
could go get a
I agree.
great pickup game away from the cameras at some weird college playing pickup with a couple dudes and run hard and see who playing there. Like, it don't mean the same now.
Bro, they play harder in the summer than they do in the All Star game.
Very true.
And
Because
they
they
play
getting
against
ready to
regular.
play.
They play against regular folks. Like you can pull up to go to the Drew League out in LA and see NBA players up there. They playing harder than that for free. Then they do an All Star game where they still getting paid to play in the All Star game. Like
True.
it's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I,
I mean,
I
they've tried
I'm like,
multiple different things throughout the All-Star break to make it exciting. Um, I think the owners, I don't want to say that, but maybe if the owners be like, hey, we put a share of the team up. If you win, you get a share of this team. That'll make dudes play for a share of the team. That's a different type of money coming in.
it is, but I don't think it's like I said. These guys they get paid a lot of money, so
Hey, you got to
I
do
don't have
something
that.
incentive to them because me just playing better to you don't mean nothing. Because now we've based. So I think the bigger issue is we've held people up so high now because they won championships. Like you don't mean nothing. Just like we go out Barkley, like, but you ain't won a championship. But you ain't won a champ. So we can talk about your all-star performance. That's great, but you ain't win a championship, so it don't matter. So dudes are realizing like, no, I need to make sure I win this championship. So I got to stay healthy for this number of times. And how many games do they play? Because they
I'm not.
load managing too, so that's
They, they,
factoring in as well.
they play 82 games, but some of these guys are on teams who's not competing for a championship. I'm not. No, no. I'm not.
True,
No,
true.
no.
So there's no
And
excuse for
so
them guys. But like I said, what's the bragging rights? Because I beat you in an All-Star game? No. He's like, all right, well, you sit there and watch me on the couch during the finals when you sit on the couch and I'm playing. Then we'll talk about that.
yeah, I
We'll
don't
bring up
like
that
this,
All-Star game you won.
man. Like I said, I ain't got the answers, and I don't know what they got to do. But
It's gonna be
goodness,
interesting.
this is terrible.
It
Like
is.
I'm
You gotta
getting to
figure
the
out something.
point. I'm getting to a point where I'm starting not to enjoy tuning in. All Star game is bad. Dunk contest is bad. 3 point contest has always been okay. I was like, I don't know, man. It's bad.
I think with the dunk contest, they need to go out and find like great dunkers and have them team up with NBA players.
I don't
And
think that. I don't think that's gonna help either. Because
it is worth a try because what they doing now ain't working. So try something different.
I dislike when people say there's no more dunks left to do. Yes, there are. There
There's so
are.
many dunks to do.
I see people like professional dunkers do amazing stuff, but they will never be in the NBA in the dunk contest because they're not NBA players.
Yeah,
Like Matt McClung, he's been on a 2-way contract. Honestly, I think they keep him around
just for the
the
dunk
last 3 years
contest.
just to put him in the dunk contest, so they have something to show for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because
They do got to figure out something. They honestly got to figure out
yeah,
something to do
because
with that.
there is some good professional dunkers out there. The first person that came to mind, he's Canadian, is Jordan. I don't remember his last name. Starts with a K. This guy, he got bunnies. I've seen him do all types of cool dunks and stuff. And then I remember a couple of years ago, they had a TV show, and Shaq was one of the judges, and it was a a dunk contest. Like all these professional dunkers doing dunk offs against each other, and that was great. But
Mm.
again, there's dunks to do. They have the athletic. These NBA players have the athletic ability, but stars don't want to do it.
Yeah, true.
So,
True.
and apparently,
But
they don't want to play in the All Star game either. So
yeah.
it's all
Eh,
bad.
hopefully they
I'm watching
figure it
hockey.
out
I,
next.
I'm watching hockey
I've
next
seen
year.
that SNL 50 did better
Oh,
than in the
the
NBA
All
over the weekend. Yeah.
Boy, I almost turned the channel. I got to record. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen some clips here and there. I was like, oh, this is funny.
I
The little
seen
clips I've
like
seen.
there's only two of them that I thought was funny. I ain't see all of them, but there's only two of them. I watched a couple of them. And they was just all right. It wasn't that funny.
Yeah,
Two of them was really funny, but I
watch
think
the
it was
Black
more.
Jeopardy.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I
It's
I only
hilarious.
saw the clip where Eddie Murphy was being uh,
Tracy
Tracy
Morgan.
Morgan.
It was
I just saw
hilarious.
that,
He
and then
killed that impression.
I saw Tom Hanks pop back up with the
Oh yeah,
mega
they mad about
mega.
that. They mad about
Yeah.
that.
Oh no, they big mad. They big mad. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I got to record it. But yeah,
Definitely check that out. I'm gonna watch more of it, but for me, only two of them really was worth watching. Everything else was like, okay, that's cool. That guy came back, or that person came back, and they did that character. But I'm not a super SNL fan, so
yeah,
if you've been a super SNL fan for the whole time, it means more to you, and things hit more for you than it does the casual SNL fan. So it is what it is.
yeah.
But guys, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man has finished their first season. I watched all 10 episodes. I believe it's 10 episodes. I'm going to give you a quick review of it. But if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't watched it. Or at least I'm going to do a quick non-spoiler and then do a little bit of spoiler. So overall, I thought it was a really good series. It was interesting the way they told this story. It's somewhat of a different story. It takes a couple different twists and turns, but it's still a Spider-Man story. It's still about Peter Parker talking about him being Spider-Man, being a student, and being a person, dealing with his friends, all that good stuff. How to balance all those things. He has a different mentor, or at least they're a mentor for right now, but it's a really good story. They change characters. They bring different characters from different Marvel properties into it. And that's really unique. It's really unique and really cool. They do a little bit of a deep dive on a villain, one of Spider-Man's villains, who they've aged down to be a teenager right now and going to school with Spider-Man. That's really interesting in what they do with that. If you've seen some of the trailers, it is Lenny, aka Tombstone, it's really cool what they do with that character. I like it a lot. Um, we do have cameos from other superheroes within the Marvel universe. Just visit Spider-Man. Those cameos are pretty cool. Some of them are more in depth. Some of them are just like a quick shot. Still interesting. Overall, I really like the series. Um, it's supposed to have a season 2 already in the can. I think they're animating it right now. I think they've already read all the scripts. They're animating right now, so I can't wait for that to continue this story. Um, it is definitely a different story, but very similar. Some people they might because people felt it was woke because Harry and Norman are black in this, and his best friend is Nico, who is another character from Runaways, who I don't know that well, so I need to read up on her. And there's a lot more people of color in this story, which is cool. They don't like harp on it or anything like that, so it's not something that like this is what this is. It's just there, which I really love that about it. They're just there. They're not making a point to be like this is a person of color. No, they're just there, which is really cool. Overall, it's a really good story. It's a Spider-Man story told by somebody else in a different way that you can tell is from a different ethnic background, so they see things a little differently, but still show the similarities that other writers use with Spider-Man, and still show that we still all go through the same things, just slightly different, but still in the same cohesiveness of it. It's a really good show. It's a really good show. Like, and all the episodes are out now. All 10 episodes are out, so definitely check it out. 30 minutes. I do still hope they change the main character guy because of stuff he said promoting the show, which was stupid. He said he was worried about it being annoying and woke. And I'm like, that's stupid to say of a show you want to do good. So definitely take him out the show because he sucks, and get somebody else in there that appreciate the show for what it is and back the show like they should. But definitely a good show. So we're going to get a little bit of spoilers about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, so skip ahead like 10 minutes if you don't want to be spoiled. So like I said, his mentor is Osborn. Osborn takes him under his wing. He teaches him. He's working with him. He gives him tech. He goes through multiple suits. So he goes through like some 2 or 3 suits that we kind of know of. One suit that I've never seen. And he ends up having the Fantastic Four futuristic suit, all white suit, which is really cool for a little while. But he does get back to his natural red and blue suit, which when it happens is an exciting moment. It's really cool. Harry's there as well. Harry becomes one of his best friends along with Nico. That one thing I did hate that so many people know who Spider-Man is. That's annoying because he usually keeps that really under wraps. But there's like 4 people that know who he is as Spider-Man, which I was a little upset with that. But hey, this is a different story. It's a different story, so I'll let it go. We get to see Doc Ock. We get to see Scorpion. There's a kind of a Rhino in it, but not Rhino yet. So that's coming soon. We have a Dr. Connors, but it's actually a female. So I'm looking forward to seeing a female lizard. She's really cool in it. We got Daredevil makes an appearance. Iron Man makes an appearance. We have a picture of Captain America, but I don't think he makes an appearance. Doctor Strange makes an appearance. He's a character. There's this cool time dilation thing that's happening. So Spider-Man actually invented himself to an extent. I know that sounds crazy, but when you watch it and see it, it makes perfect sense, and it's really cool. It's really cool. So it's just a really good show. The character development, Peter dealing with trying to be a good friend to his friends Nico and his new friend Harry, be a good friend to Leon, who has his own story of how he was a great student, star quarterback, and slowly got put into this gang, and he had to change his whole life to protect his brother from being in that gang, and then finding a home in the gang and then really like, this is me, this is who I am at the end of the season, with a turn where he's slowly starting to turn to actual Tombstone. Beautiful. And you can see the duality of him and Peter Parker as they're going on these new journeys, one becoming a hero and one becoming a villain. And still, they work together at one point in time when they fight Scorpion, which is really cool too. It is such a good show. It's really good. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. It is definitely on the list of top Spider-Man shows out there. You have a lot of Spider-Man shows to choose from. This is definitely, I think, within the top 5 of Spider-Man shows. You should definitely check it out. It's on Disney Plus. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Go watch it. Oh, there's something else I wanted to say. We don't have full Doc Ock. He's supposed to come next season probably. And then they might be just doing some interdimensional traveling too. So look out for that, or time traveling. Technically it'd be time traveling, but they did do that. Anyway, good show. Definitely should check it out. Yeah, I don't want to give it a 9. I think that's too high. Because the animation is a little bit something to get used to. It's not as fluid as I liked. But it plays backseat to the actual story, and it's more of a character story and really character development in it. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 of a show. I really digged it. I binge watched it at times because they put out 3 episodes at one time, so they was really trying to pump it out real fast. But definitely a good show. Definitely worth checking out.
8 out of 10. That's high praise.
I liked the show. I liked it. So I watched episode 8, and I thought that was the last episode, and I was still content on that being the last episode because episode 8 ends right as he's getting the OG Spider-Man suit, and it ends there, and you don't really get to see the full suit. You just see the headpiece, and you're like, okay. And I thought they were going to end the season there, which I would have been okay with. But then we got 2 more episodes with more character development, more stuff he learns. He learns that Osborn is not necessarily a best mentor, and he's kind of got evil intent, which is cool. And him seeing that and figuring that out. It's a good show. It's good. And there's a lot of Easter eggs if you're a Spider-Man fan and a Marvel fan. There's Easter eggs all up in this. I missed a couple. I got to go back and watch some other videos and see what I missed. But yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Right. Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. Check it out. If you do watch it, you can come on here and talk about it, see how you feel about it. But you ain't got to try to watch all 10 episodes. It's only they're 30 to 24 minutes because they don't have commercials. So
that's not that bad.
It's like 24 minutes a episode. So like 5 hours.
You can definitely binge watch that. I mean, people binge watch 1 hour shows. So.
Yeah. True. Very true.
2 episodes an hour. Yeah, that's doable.
That's very doable. I was almost knocking out 3 episodes an hour and 15. If you skip through the intro and the whole "this will happen last episode" thing, that cuts even more time out.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you really enjoyed it.
I thought it was real good.
I don't have Disney Plus. I don't make that kind of money. I don't make that kind of money.
I mean, it is getting expensive, man. I know a lot of the apps are starting to add more to it, or add another $5-10, and then they're forcing you to get ads too. We're getting back to cable real soon. It's just getting crazy.
Yeah.
So
you gotta have
the cord for a reason. Now I'm back on the cord.
Right. You gotta have this streaming service, watch this streaming service, watch that. I'm like, whatever, man. long as I get to
Yeah.
watch my basketball and then my shows I like to watch on local television, I'm good. So yeah.
Okay. Mm. So I know you had another uh story, but I had a quick question. How
So
long
I don't
before what's his name? AD went to the Mavs did he get hurt?
first game. First game. He was having a good game too. He was having a really good I was watching the game. He was having a really good game. And
Okay.
then he like it was a non-contact injury. He went like walking across the lane. He's like, I think it's a abdominal sprain is what he has right now. But yeah, they Dallas, all they bigs are hurt. AD
Mm.
hurt, Gaffer hurt, Lively hurt. So like all their tall players are injured right now. So
Oh, jeez.
depending on when they make it back will determine if they can make a playoff push. But right
Okay.
now it's not looking too good. Not looking too good at
So do
all.
you know what AD hurt? Because I know he said I seen one report. They was like his lower back. He probably missed a game or two, and then like 3 days
No.
later, I seen, oh, he's done for the season, and I was like, God damn.
Yeah, it was a abductor strain. And it just he's out for multiple weeks. Very
Mm,
very first game. Very
Jesus.
first game. I was like,
I guess that was a good trade for the LA then.
yeah.
It's a good trade. Now we got a dude that will get hurt easily off our team, and we got a dude that can put up buckets. So Mavs only really have Kyrie and they got Clay, right?
Yeah, Clay.
They got Clay.
Yeah,
I mean,
PJ
it's not the
Washington.
old school Clay, but it's Clay. Oh, they have PJ Washington. Oh, he's good.
Yeah, yeah.
He can get you
Yeah.
a bucket or two.
Remember that conversation we had about PJ Washington? We might have to bring that one back
We
at
might
a later
have
date.
to.
At a later date. Because we are
I think
definitely
somebody
on
else is doing something like that, but reverse to a
no,
woman.
so wait. I gotta look it up before I say this. I want to make sure I got it right. Uh because if I remember correctly, no, that's I don't think it's the same woman.
Okay.
No, it's not the same one. But actually, it's a different player, same situation that's happening right now. Same ordeal. Younger player, older woman.
Okay.
We'll tap into that one next episode.
We might have to tap into that one next
No,
episode.
no, no.
Okay.
We
Okay.
definitely we tap into that one next episode.
Okay.
Yep.
Look forward to that, people. So my second question is: did you see Luka in his debut game? How did he do?
I did not see Luca's debut game.
Okay.
I was either asleep or playing basketball. I don't remember.
Okay.
I think I was asleep. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think no, I'm pretty sure they won. So I believe they played the Utah Jazz.
Okay. The
Uh
Jazz ain't what they used to be.
nah, not at all. Uh, yeah, but I haven't watched any Lakers games since Luka got traded there.
Is
So
that out of spite or?
no, it's not out of spite. It's just that Lakers, I mean, they all on the West Coast, so they play their games are later. And like, I got work in the morning, so by the time they game come on, it's like
Yeah.
9, 8 o'clock at night here. So it's like, I'll catch the highlights or look at the stat
Yeah,
sheet.
you do. You watch the highlights. Like my son do that on YouTube. You watch the highlights of games and go through
Yeah,
the highlights real quick So
But
yeah,
the good thing is now that football is over, there will be NBA games on Sunday afternoon and Saturday nights now.
yep.
So that's the one thing I love about when football season ends. I'm like, good. Well, now I get to watch some basketball on the weekends on local channels. I mean, I got NBA League Pass, so I get all the games. But yes, it's nice to have the games on a Sunday afternoon and Saturday nights.
Mm, okay. All right. Well, so we're gonna try to end this in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna hit you with the spoiler review of Captain America: Brave New World. Tell you things I really liked, the things I didn't like, and a little bit of like changes or kind of nerd stuff or reasons, things that seem like they should have did or didn't do, or why they changed this, a little stuff like that. So first of all, like I said, it was like Winter Soldier. It is what is this? It's not a spy movie, but it's covert. That's not the word either. It's more like a espionage movie where they're trying to figure out why these people are mad at these people, or this government agency is doing this, and there's militia guys doing something over here. So they had I forget their name, the Serpent Society. They had characters from the Serpent Society, which Carlos Espinito, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was in this movie. He was a late addition to the movie, so you can see his scenes were kind of shot only with Anthony Mackie to an extent, but he still did good. He had a fight with Anthony Mackie without his suit. If you didn't, most of you don't know, Anthony Mackie's suit was given to him from the Wakandans, so it has that kinetic energy technology. So when you hit him, he can take that hit and make it into kinetic energy and use it and shoot it back out. But I forget his character name. He caught him without a suit, so you had to see Anthony Mackie fight without a suit. And people forget Anthony Mackie is a soldier. Like, he knows he has combat skills and all that stuff, so he can handle his own. And that fight was pretty good. He used inventive stuff to help him in that fight. He didn't have all his weapons, but he fought in like some junkyard. So he used a battery to blind the villain that was attacking him, which was really cool, really smart. The first fight in the movie, it was him in his Captain America suit with the wings. Um, he had a guy who was telling him where the Serpent Society was holding this package they had to get. And he was like, let's go in covertly. He was like, oh, you must be new here. We don't do covert. And he did his fly down superhero landing. And then the shockwave came, which was really cool. He's fighting these guys. He's throwing the shield. You see, he's gotten really good at using the shield, knocking these guys out, taking them out. And they want him to just go get the canister. And he's like, well, they got hostages. I'm Captain America. I'm going to go save those hostages. You send the SWAT team after them. And that's when we find out he lets, I forget the guy's character name. And I said his name wrong. It's not Manny, it's Danny. Ramirez, who plays Joaquin, who becomes Falcon. He sends Falcon after the guys with the canister, and you see Falcon use the Falcon suit for the first time, and he's flying it. He's very much a comedic actor, or the comedic sidekick role, which he does very well. Him and Anthony Mackie work really good together. They're really funny together. They go back and forth with each other really good. I love watching them. I can watch them in a show all together. They're good, 100%. But people complain that they were like, why is he fighting without his suit, or why he's so able to fight these guys with his suit and not out of suit. There is a moment where a guy cuts his suit, but this guy has a vibranium knife. That's the only reason he's able to cut through the suit. and he does knock his shield out the way. He doesn't have that magnet thing to pull his shield on, so he had to fight without a suit. And they was like, "Why is he fighting him?" And it was because he was like, "I'm gonna fight you 1-on-1" type of thing. So he didn't use his wings and stuff like that. I know people were like, he should have got his suit taken away to where he couldn't use his suit, so it make more sense. But he didn't use his suit as much as he should have actually. So that was more of an issue with that, I think. But then Harrison Ford is become the president. He was a really good president. They did a little flashback of when he had the mustache. He shaved the mustache off because like they wanted this. They said if I don't shave the mustache off, I won't become a president. But Harrison Ford did really good at acting in this. He's a man trying to make up for his past mistakes. Like he's a good man that did bad things, and he's trying to show the world he still can be a good man, even though he did these bad things. He's also trying to show his daughter, who is not talking to him because he did the whole hunting her boyfriend down because he was a hawk. He's trying to show her that he's changed as a person. Everybody knows him as a war general who's all about war. And now he's a president. He's trying to be a peaceful president, trying to get peace. And we find out that the celestial that's in the earth is actually made of animanium. So they brought animanium into the MCU. So we know where that's going. That's for the X-Men, which is really cool. I thought that was a really good way to use the celestial because they had it there for like the last 2-3 years and they really done nothing with it. To now to do this and say, hey, this whole celestial is made of animanium and people are trying to get that resource. They did say that it was stronger than vibranium, which I think they're probably on the same par. Maybe one's a little stronger. I don't know. But they bring that into it, so that's cool. So they did two things. They were able to bring animanium into the MCU and talk about the celestial as well. At one point in time, President Ross wants Captain America to redo the Avengers, to make a new Avengers team because I forgot, maybe other people didn't forget, the Avengers got disbanded. So there's no Avengers out here right now. So that's really cool that he's doing that. I wish the end credit scene was him making a list of people for the Avengers, for the new Avengers, but it was a really stupid scene of him talking to the leader, who is from the first Incredible Hulk movie, which is now canon in the MCU, which I think they made it canon before because not the Behemoth, but the I forgot the dude's name. Dang it, I forgot the other dude's name. But he was in She-Hulk. Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't say it. But they already made that canon. But the leader's in this as well. They did change his powers. They made him do this thing where he does like percentages. He's super smart. He's like, it was a percentage of that you would do this. That was kind of stupid, but they had to try to figure out a way to show that he's smart. And I guess they think people really think percentages is smart. But he is the reason that President Ross becomes the Red Hawk. He's been feeding him gamma radiation in these heart pills. That's why he becomes a Red Hawk. He builds up this surplus of gamma radiation that turns him into the Red Hawk because he got so mad. And the leader did all that because President Ross put the leader in prison when he found out he got smart, and he's been using him as a think tank to help him solve problems and that. And he told him, I'll give you your life back once you solve all these problems. And then the leader realized he wasn't going to solve it. He wasn't going to let him go. So the leader did this whole plan to show the world the monster that Ross is. So that's his whole plan. I hate that he did give himself up. I think he should have got caught somehow, but he did give himself up to the authorities. That was stupid, but plot. But then you also have Sam being Captain America. They just let him be Captain America. There's no like, you're not my Captain America, even though Ross did tell him like, you're not the Captain America, or you're not like what's his name? What's Captain America's name? I forgot his name. Damn it. Do you remember Captain America's name, Marcus? I
I do not.
Steve Trevor. No, who is Steve Trevor? Is it Steve Trevor? I think it's Steve. Yeah, Steve. Steve Rogers. There he goes. Whoo, mind break. So he was like, "You're not Steve Rogers." He said that to Sam Wilson at one point in time, which was stupid. It sucked. He was just being a dick at that point. But Sam is dealing. So in the show, he dealt with being a black man, being Captain America, but now he's dealing with, do he think he's good enough to be Captain America just as a person, not as a black man, but as a person? He think he's good enough to be Captain America. And I love that duality of him wondering if he can hold up that mantle. So they're not really worried about him being a black man being Captain America. I think that's still there in a lot of people's minds, but they're not. They didn't put that front and center in this movie, which I do appreciate. He's just Captain America in this movie, which I really appreciate. But he's dealing with, can he hold up that mantle? Can he be as good as Steve Rogers was as Captain America? He's also dealing with, should he take the super soldier serum, or should he just stay a human being? And that's where the Brave New World title comes in, because now we're dealing with a world with superhuman, super enhanced humans, and it's a whole new world that you have to adapt to. But him not taking the super serum and just being a human and doing these things give people hope, which is a thing I didn't catch at first halfway through the movie. Then I caught it, and I was like, that is really cool to do that way, because you still have humans in this world, and they only see superpower people protecting them. Now you have Sam Wilson, Captain America, protecting people as a human being. So it gave humans that hope that, oh, we still can do this, even though there's super powerful people out here. We still can protect and save the day and be heroes too, which was really cool to see. That's one of those nuances things that people missed out on. There's two big cameos. One cameo was kind of stupid, but a little bit cool. Bucky comes to Sam and is talking to him. Apparently, Bucky runs for Congress. He's trying to be a congressman now. Go figure. That's going to be interesting in Thunderbolts. But you have his cameo, and then you have Betty's cameo at the end, where she actually goes to see her father and talks to her father, which that's all he wants. He wants to be able to still talk to his daughter who hasn't been talking to him. So they have that little moment, which is kind of cute. But I think they did a really good job. Oh, there is a aerial combat fight scene, which is really cool. That looked really good. And then the ending fight with Red Hulk and Captain America, people are like, how can he handle going against Red Hulk? And it's because he has the Wakandan suit that can take kinetic energy and all this stuff, that can take hits from the Incredible Hulk and still be able to survive as a human. I think he would have some more broken bones than he does have. I think they should have gave him a couple more broken bones, but he could go to Wakanda and get fixed up real quick. That'd be no problem. But that's how he's able to handle the fight with Hulk. And he does win that fight with friendship, which I know people hate that, but he eventually talked. So like, so there's this thing, and it sometimes is an anime mostly, but it's starting to come into comic books too, where you win fights through a friendship, where you're fighting your friend and they're clearly much stronger than you, or your friends help you in a fight, and their power of their friendship helps you beat a guy that you normally wouldn't beat. So in this, he does use that kinetic energy to knock Hawk down, and he knows he didn't beat him, but then Hawk gets up, but he has a moment to actually talk to him. He's like, look, I brought you here. He brought him to this island where there's these certain kind of rose petals, and Ross used to go walking with his daughter and see these rose petals before. So that gave him a moment to talk to him, like, look, this is not what your wife, your daughter would want you to do. I know you're trying to be a good person. I brought you here to try to get you to remember that and calm you down. and it does work, and he does calm down. And his whole transformation to the Red Hawk is because he's so angry. He gets so angry and it has him turn. That's how Hawk turns into the Hawk, because of anger. So once he gets him to calm down, he shrinks back down to Ross and not Red Hawk anymore. And then he realizes that he's trying to be a good person and he has to stop being mad and stuff like that. So he does win the fight with friendship eventually appealing to him. But that's honestly the only way you win a fight with Hulk, if you're not a superpower being like Thanos, honestly. Like, only a few people can beat Hulk. One of them is Thanos. Black Panther actually has beaten Hulk multiple times in the comic books. I had to look it up because people were like, why would you go against the Hulk in a suit from Wakanda? Even Black Panther wouldn't go against the Hulk. And that's wrong. Black Panther has beaten the Hulk. Black Panther has trained to beat the Hulk, and he's done it with his suit. A lot of people have fought the Hulk with suits, and they're mostly been human beings, actually. Tony Stark fought Thanos with a suit. He's fought Hulk with a suit. It was the Hulk Buster suit, but pretty sure the Wakandas have better technology than Tony Stark. But it's doable. So that part, I didn't get too far-fetched in it. But also, this is a show where we got a guy flying in a suit with wings. So calm down, guys. It's all comic book shit. Just have fun with it. But yeah, that is my quick spoiler review of Captain. Oh, so I forgot about that one character, Sabra, they could have just took out. So she is a Black Widow from Israel. So she went into the Black Widow program for some reason and then left, but she's from Israel. That was weird. They didn't have to do that. They really could have just cut her character out. They had this lady, I think her name was Lily. She's a secret service agent. She was in the movie partially throughout the movie. She was a decent character. I liked her. I wish she had more scenes. I honestly wish they would have took Saber scenes and gave it to her and let her be either she could have just been a Secret Service agent that knew Sam and knew the president was trying to because she really was trying to get Sam to work with the president, because Sam doesn't work for the president, he works with him. She was trying to get him to come have an open mind and work with the president and start the new Avengers and stuff like that, and then work for the president. But they could have gave Saber her scenes, because Saber really didn't do anything too great. I know they cut back her scenes or cut back her character a lot, but they could have just cut it all the way out and not have that whole boycott issue and everything, and gave it to Lily, and she could have did those things that Sam did. Side note, I forgot about Isaiah Bradley. They had Isaiah Bradley in it, which is really great. He has a moment where he shows off his super strength, his superpowers. He gets mind control. I forgot that part. So the leader in the comic books, he's able to control people's mind because he's so smart. He taps in a piece of his brain that allows him to do that. In this, they took that power away from him and made him do that same thing, but with technology. So he uses phones to control people's mind. So he did that to Isaiah Bradley, who eventually got mind controlled and tried to take out the president, but not really try to kill the president. He only did that to make the president mad. So the pills will start activating. But it's a silly way to do it, but I see what he was doing overall. But they talked about Isaiah Bradley being the first Captain America, the first Black Captain America, and him dealing with being put in prison, even though he saved so many people in this country and still got put in prison for it. And they gave him kind of a redemption arc to it. They like let him get over that and be welcome into the world, and people knowing his story and appreciating his story, and him being able to move past that and move on and still feel like a whole person, which was really good. So I like that they did that. Hopefully we get to see more of him down the road, maybe, but I doubt it. But I'm glad they took this moment and spotlighted him with that. But yeah, that's all the stuff I can remember. But ultimately, really good movie. I liked it. It's fun. just go in it with a different mindset. Like, people forget a lot of these Marvel movies are pretty much the same. They're just subtle differences, but there's not too many different things you can do with superhero movies. So you have to start looking at the character development they do with them. And they did a lot of different character things with this. Just like Black Panther, they talk about immigration in Black Panther and people didn't even realize it. They talk about immigration in Black Panther drastically and people didn't even realize it. They talked about you helping your community and what happens when you don't help your community and what happens when you let go of a community and leave them to their own vices. They talk about that and people don't even pay attention about it. So, but I've been rambling. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So that's the spoiler review for Captain America Brave World. Like I said, let me know if you saw those things I saw in this. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Hit us up in our comments down below. Appreciate you guys come checking out the podcast. Marcus, tell the people goodbye.
Have a good night, people. It was nice talking to you, and thanks for joining us for episode number 7.
Yes. Like I said, check out all our social medias, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Links will be down below. Until next time, peace out, everybody.
Peace.